All right, let's do number 3. Okay, remember, when we're finding the domain, you just disregard the top. We're just worried about what's going to make the bottom equal 0, because you can't have a 0 on the bottom. So what I need y'all to do is set the bottom equal to 0 like that. Just whatever's on the bottom, set it equal to 0. All right, what are we supposed to do when they both have an x in common? Take out an x, drop one out. All right, do that, see if y'all know how to fill in the parentheses, see if you know how to finish. All right, so look, take away an x, that leaves you 1x there, it leaves you minus 7 there. All right, you should know how many answers this problem is supposed to have. 2 answers. The first answer comes from right here, just x equals 0. Second answer, move minus 7 over, that'll be a positive 7. So those are your answers, but you got to write it this way. For all your x's you could have, x cannot equal 0 and x cannot equal 7. Because both of those would give you a 0, which would make it a no solution. Okay. All right, so look, we're disregarding the top, right? You just set the bottom equal to 0, just like we did on number 3. This is how you do all of them on 1 through 4. Write it down. All right, now some of y'all got stuck right here. How is this one different than number 3? Look, number 3, we had x's in common. We don't have that on number 2. So what do? You move 25 over, make it a positive 25. Write it down. Now look, this one, if you want to get rid of a square, you got to take the square root. What's the square root of 25? 5. It's 5, and about 8 of you forgot to do plus or minus. So for all your x's, x can equal 5, and x cannot equal negative 5. Remember, it's plus or minus anytime you do a square root. Remember that for number 4. Number 4, we got f of x, 5x minus 7. All right, so y'all know we disregard the top. You set the bottom equal to 0. So this one's a lot like number 2, where they both don't have an x, so we can't take out an x. So I'll do it just like we did number 2. Move minus 3 over, make that a positive 3. Now, when you take the square root on this one, is 3 a perfect square? No. So what can you do? Nothing. You leave it root 3. But it's plus or minus root 3. So, for all my x's, x cannot equal root 3, x cannot equal negative root 3, because it's plus or minus. All square roots are going to end up being plus or minus. All right, I want to show 5. We did 5 yesterday. We didn't do it Tuesday. I want to show 5. Everybody got 4? I can go to the next problem. All right, let's go to 5. All right, 5. They give us 5x minus 7, and then they give us this over here. All right, you're going to have one problem like 5 on your quiz tomorrow. They want you to find the answers for all these numbers right here. So when you see that, I want you guys to make a T-chart, just like that. And on the left side, I want you to plug in all the numbers starting at negative 3 and going to positive 5. So negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. So we got to find 9 different answers on this problem. All right, so I mentioned this yesterday. Plug in the first 3 and then check and see if it's got a pattern. If it's got a pattern, you won't have to plug in the last 6. Yesterday did not have a pattern. I think this one's got a pattern. All right, so you can just cheat on this one a little bit. So let's plug in negative 3. 5 times negative 3 minus 7. Look, what you got?
Negative 22.
So the first answer is negative 22. Y'all plug in the second and third numbers, find the pattern, and then you can just use the pattern to finish it up. All right. 7, remember guys, this over here really doesn't mean anything. Don't let it mix you up. They want you to plug in W plus 2, and they want you to plug it in here and here. So I got W plus 2 squared. I got to plug in W plus 2 right there, and then I got to add 6. All right, and when it says W plus 2 squared, everybody knows that's when we got to write it twice. And y'all got to FOIL that out. So I'm going to give y'all a chance to FOIL it out. Look right here. Right here, you just got to distribute. You don't have to FOIL. So I got 3W, plus 6. So you guys FOIL this out, then add up like terms. I'll give you a chance on 7, then I'll show 8. Looks like everybody's got 9. I'm going to give y'all one more. It's going to be harder. And we'll move on to something else. It's just that's how it's written. Basically, what you gonna say? Yeah, I'm gonna show 8. So just say, you know where that button is? All right, y'all should have 7 finished. Y'all should have W squared, 2W, 2W, and 4. All right, combine like terms now. I got W squared. I got plus 7W plus 16. Y'all check my math on that. Elliot says I'm right. All right, I got to show 8. All right, what makes 8 hard is that it's really asking 2 different questions. So you got to find an answer for when you plug in -4, and then you got to show me an answer when you plug in W. You got to show them both. I don't know why they didn't make it just 2 separate problems. So if you plug in -4, it's probably going to be a pretty big number. All right, so you guys plug that in your calculator and let's see what you get. Just type it straight in. Don't have to show any work on this. Show me what you get on that one, Chance. Type it in. All right, so we'll do exponent 7. You guys need to know where the exponent button is. I'll come show you. Good. Let me check it. Yeah, -12. Good. All right, Allie, what'd you get on 8 for the first answer? Yep. -53,255. All right, so that's what you should get in the calculator. If your calculator doesn't give you that, let me know and I'll come show you. I'll come look at it. Now, when you have to plug in W, all you do is exchange the X's and put a W in place of it. 4W7, 12W to the 5th, plus 3W plus 5, and that's it. You can't do anything else because nothing has like terms. All right, so don't let that one trick you tomorrow. All right, I got you one more problem. I want y'all to either write on the bottom or the back, if I can find it. This one's more difficult. I want y'all to try this. This is going to be the hardest problem on the quiz tomorrow. Y'all got -2x squared minus 12x minus 12x minus 72. 3x plus 18 minus 7. Pretty hard to use the order. If I'm in the way. Trying to get out of your way, but it's hard. All right, so now we add up like terms. Add up these 3 right here. Y'all should have -2x squared Minus 24 plus 3, is that minus 21? Y'all check behind me?
Yeah.
Then I got negative 72 plus 18 minus 7. Going by what everybody else had, it was negative 61. All right, so that's going to be the hardest problem on the quiz tomorrow. I'll give you a couple of those. All right, so if you need to study for the quiz, this is what you study. This is the only sheet you got to study for the quiz tomorrow. These are the only problems that are going to be on. We'll do this first thing tomorrow when we get in. All right, y'all can put that up in your folder. We're going to do some stuff that we started on yesterday. We're going to help you through this one, and I'll give y'all one you can do by yourself or helping each other. We're going to turn one in today. Last one we do, we're going to hand it in for a daily grade.
Like English and math, Steve. We are good history too. So you take this number.
All right, this is stuff we did yesterday. Nothing on this sheet will be on the quiz tomorrow. All this stuff will be on next week's test. Let's start on number 1. Number 1, f of g of negative 5. All right, so if you were here yesterday and saw us do these, you should be good on 1 through 6. I know we had a few kids who were out yesterday, so chance when you see this, you start by plugging negative 5 into g. You work backwards. So if I plug negative 5 into g, I got to plug it right here. You just do it on your calculator. It'll be 5 times negative 5 minus 4. Y'all punch that in and see what you get. Don't forget to use parentheses when you plug in negative 5. Just punch it in. Go ahead, Chance.
Will the answer be, like the first answer was negative 29, the answer to number 1 be what I got for this?
All right, so what did you get when you plugged it in a second time?
840.
That's the answer for the problem.
Negative.
That's positive, I think. Because you got to put parentheses around it when you plug it in, Chance. You probably didn't put parentheses around it. All right, so if y'all plug negative 5 right here, Chance Schumann said he got negative 29. Y'all check that. Is that what the calculator gave you? Now, to finish it up, you take the negative 29, you plug it into the next one. We got to plug it into F. So look, you got to plug negative 29 right here. All you got to do is put a square behind it, but now if you do it that way, you're going to miss it because you got to put parentheses around it when you plug it in. So, Chance Schumann said he got 841 when he plugged that in. All right, that's how you do 1 through 6. That's right. So you guys work on 1 through 6. I'll just walk around. All right, what are they asking us to plug in on number 7? They're asking us to plug in x. But look, isn't x already there? Yeah, so what do we do if x is already there? You bring down the whole thing and you write parentheses around it. That's what y'all got to get used to doing. When x is already there, just bring it down. All right, now where do I plug all that in at? Just keep working backwards. So it says I got to plug it into F. Okay, so I got to plug it right here. F's got a square, so y'all got to put a square there. And if I got a square there, Willie, I know I got to write it twice, and I got to pull it out. 5x minus 4. So you guys pull that out, you'll have your answer on 7, and then we'll do 8. All right, times these two numbers, I got negative 20. Times these two numbers, I got negative 20. And then I got positive 16. Where do you always look for the like terms? In the middle. So final answer, 25x squared minus 40x plus 16. That's what y'all should have for number 7. 8 is so easy it makes you think you're doing something wrong. I mean, there's not a lot you can do on 8 after you set it up. So let's look at 8. All right, number 8. Where do we start on number 8? What do they want you to plug in first? X, plug it into F. Okay. Isn't X already there? So I just bring it down and I put parentheses around it. Because the X was already plugged in. Now what do? We take that and it says to plug it into G. Okay. So I'm going to plug it right here. So I got to put a 5 in front and a -4 behind it. All right, write that down. All right, so what can we do on this one? Well, I can't do FOIL method with anything. All I can do is times these two together. That's going to give me 5x squared minus 4. So really, there's nothing you can do on that one after you set it up. All right, let's check 9. Most people in the first block got 8 right, and a lot of kids missed 9. Let's see who got 9 right. It says G, H of X. All right, where do we start on 9? Let's see. I got to plug X into H. All right, X is already plugged in there, right? So I just bring it down. And don't forget, you got to put parentheses around it. Now what do? I take this and I plug it into G. So when I plug it right here, remember, you got to put the 5 in front of it and you got to put the -4 behind it. All right, so I'm going to let y'all do this one. I need y'all to first distribute and then add like terms, see what you get. All right, so when I distribute, I got 10x plus 10. And I'm just going to bring down the -4, right? Now I can add these two up because they're like terms and then I'll be done. So it's 10x, 10 minus 4 is 6. All right, 10 should be an easy one because you're plugging in numbers. I think it's harder when you got to plug in an x. Maybe that's just me. So y'all try number 10.
Number 13.
Yeah. G, A, 12. All right, so if you guys had to guess, where do we start on number 10? What's the first thing I got to plug in? I got to plug 12 into H. All right, so take your calculator, do 2 times 12 plus 2, and tell me what you get. 26, write 26 down. So that was the first answer we got. Now plug 26, and you got to plug it into G. All right, so it's 5 times 26 minus 4. Say it again. 126. Now take 126 and plug it into F, so that's going to be pretty big because you're going to have to do 126 squared. I don't have a calculator. What was it, Ellen? 126 squared. Did y'all get 15,876? All right, so I think they're easier when they have numbers to plug in. I think it's harder when you got an X. All right, let's go to 11. So I'm going to give y'all one of these in a few minutes that y'all can work on by yourself. G of X and H of X. All right, we did one like this yesterday. What kind of sign is in the middle of this one? An add. So they just want y'all to add like terms. Bring down the G. Put a plus sign in between them. Bring down the H. Now you guys add up the like terms and you should have it. All right, so what was the extra step we did yesterday? You got to distribute right here. So y'all got 2x plus 2. That becomes a negative 5x. That becomes a positive 4. Now add up your like terms, and we're done with that one. We're talking 14. That's what I got.
How'd you get in decimal?
He just put his calculator in the bottom. You can leave it in fraction form, but now if you're going to leave it in fraction form, reduce it. All right, so 12, I got negative 3x plus 6. Y'all check me on that one. All right, let's go to 13. 13 was pretty easy. I hadn't checked y'all's answers on 13. All right, if you want to make 13 a decimal, you can, or you can leave it as a fraction. But if you leave it as a fraction, make sure you reduce it. Put a 6 into F, and let's see what we get on top. 6 squared. All right, I can do that in my head. That's 36 on top. All right, using your calculator, plug a 4 into H and see what we get on the bottom. 2 times 4 plus 2. Should get 10, right? All right, so now, if you want to reduce this, just enter it in your calculator. Hit your fraction button first, which is alpha x, and put some fraction bar on your calculator. 36 on top, 10 on the bottom. Let's see what we get. My reduced fraction is, I got 18 over 5. All right, let's go to 14. It says f of x times g of x. All right, how do you know 14's multiply? Because they got parentheses. That means times. So they want you to write the f of x in the front. G of x comes second. Now, see if y'all can distribute that and get an answer. No, it's regular time today. What's regular time?
11:08.
11:08, okay. All right, so your answer on this one, when y'all times these two, it's 5x to the third, and when you times these two, it's minus 4x squared. All right, 15 and 16, I didn't show y'all this yesterday. I don't think y'all did this last year either. This is new. Any question on 13 or 14? All right, watch me on 15. Make sure I got it written down correctly. All right. If you guys had to guess on how to do 15, where would y'all guess that we start on 15? Find the 6 that's in the F. Everybody find the 6 that's in the F. All right, it's right here. Has everybody got it? All right, now watch. Here's how you do the problem. 6 is paired up with 8, right? Go to the other one now. What's 8 paired up with? Your answer is 5. That's all you do.
Oh, wow.
That was easy.
Can you say that again? Let's do it again.
We're good.
All right, well, here, try 16 then. Now, 16 is going to throw you a curve.
6.
All right?
Nigga, what?
Watch on 15. Watch on 15. This is where you start right here, Casey. So go to 6 in the one that's F. Find that first. All right, here we are. What is 6 paired up with, Casey? 8. Now go to the other one, and since you left off at 8, that's where you pick it back up. Which one's 8 paired up with? 5. So that's where we stopped. So my answer is 5. All right, now you guys on 16 that have already tried it, what's the problem with it? Yeah, I don't think it connects, does it? Let's watch. This is where we start. Go to 8 in the G. All right, right here. What's 8 paired up with? 5. Now, is there one over here that begins with a 5?
No.
Then it doesn't connect, so you write does not exist. If it doesn't connect, that's what you do. It's like no solution. All right, flip it over. We're going to do 20 and 21 because they're different. They're a little bit different than 15 and 16. All right, let's make sure I got them written down correctly. 20, 3, 1, 4, 2, 6, negative 5. All right. All right, look at 20, guys. How is the question different from 15 and 16? Yeah, it doesn't have a number, does it? So when it doesn't have a number, you're going to have to go through and do all of them, not just one of them. So we're going to have to find 3 separate answers when it doesn't give you a number. Okay? Now, where do we start? If you had to guess, where do we start? Start in the back and go to the front. So we got to start in G. So watch. I'm going to do the first one for you. We start right here. Negative 3 is paired up with 4. Okay, go to the other one. What's 4 paired up with?
2.
So I write negative 3 because that was the first one, and I write 2 because that was where I ended up. All right, now I said you gotta go through all of them. We just did the first one, so now go to the second one. One's questionnaire on it. All right, watch me do this one. One's paired up with 6. Go to the other one. What's 6 paired up with? -5. So I write the first one, which was 1, and -5, which was the last one. So I got 1, -5. Now, guys, this is brand new to y'all. If y'all having trouble on this, it's okay. We're going to do this several days. All right, so now we've done this one and this one. Go to the last one. 9's paired up with 3. What's 3 paired up with? 1. So I write 9 and 1. So when it doesn't have a number, you got to do all of them.